A day in the life of a medieval prostitute. Sun rises over the bustling, filth-strewn streets of a medieval town, and with it, so does Marjorie. The wooden shutters of her small, rented chamber creak as she pushes them open, letting in the crisp morning air, tainted by the stench of refuse and humanity. She stretches, her body aching from another night of work, and runs a hand over her bruised thigh, one of many such marks that tell the story of her profession. In this world, a woman like Marjorie is both necessary and despised, a paradox wrapped in the coarse linen of a well-worn gown. The morning routine, survival and preparation. Marjorie shares her quarters with two other women, Joan and Isabel, both of whom are stirring. They work under the watchful eye of their madam, a shrewd and sharp-tongued woman named Agnes, who oversees the brothel, collects earnings, and ensures the protection of her girls for a price, of course. The chamber is small and reeks of sweat, cheap wine, and the lingering scent of rose oil, a poor attempt to mask the undeniable. After a quick meal of stale bread and watered-down ale, Marjorie sets about preparing herself for the day ahead. Hygiene is a constant struggle. Water is expensive, and a full bath is rare, but she uses a damp cloth to clean her face and underarms before applying a tincture of herbs to mask unpleasant odors. Her hair is combed and adorned with a simple ribbon. Anything defined would invite suspicion. To the world, she must appear enticing, but not too ostentatious. The church has made it clear that a woman in her profession must never forget her place. The first customers, the realities of the trade. Before midday, the first visitors arrive. Some are returning customers, men who frequent the brothel for comfort, pleasure, or simple release. Others are newcomers, often drunk or emboldened by recent payday. Marjorie knows how to read them: those who seek tenderness, those who prefer cruelty, and those who are simply lost souls looking for fleeting warmth. She plays her part well, adapting to their desires, though some visits are more bearable than others. The brothel offers different services depending on what the customer can pay. The wealthier men, merchants, minor nobility, and clergy who believe confession will absolve their sins expect more refinement. They prefer candlelit rooms, perfumed sheets, and gentle whispers. The lower class, drunkards, and soldiers demand little other than a quick release, often rough and indifferent to the comfort of the women they use. Protection is minimal, and disease is a constant shadow. Many men are predictable in their preferences: the fumbling hands of the young and inexperienced, the heavy breath of those who take their pleasure in silence, the sadistic grip of men who pay extra for bruises. Some request roleplay, imagining Marjorie as a noblewoman, a virgin, or even a captive. Others demand things that leave her feeling hollow, but she has learned to detach herself, to become whatever they want for as long as necessary. There are moments of feigned passion, fake moans that echo in the small chamber, practiced movements that keep the men satisfied and willing to return. Marjorie endures it all: the sweat, the grunts, the hands that squeeze too tightly, the lips that press against hers with the soreness of old ale. The acts themselves range from mundane to degrading, but the coin is what matters. She has perfected the art of pretending, of making men believe they are special, even as she counts down the minutes until they are gone. The unseen perils, disease and death. The risks of Marjorie's profession extend far beyond the physical. The pox, likely syphilis, runs rampant among women in her trade, and she has seen too many friends wither away from its afflictions: painful sores, madness, and a slow, agonizing death. Other illnesses, like the sweating sickness, spread quickly in such close quarters, and there is little hope for those who fall ill. Remedies exist, but they are often expensive or ineffective, and many whores turn to desperate measures: leeches, herbal concoctions, or superstitious charms. Pregnancy is another ever-present danger. Some women attempt to rid themselves of unwanted children with crude potions or dangerous procedures, while others are forced to bear the child, only to give it away or watch it succumb to hunger and disease. Marjorie has been lucky so far, but she has known too many women who were cast out once they could no longer work, abandoned to a fate worse than death. The ridicule and the rare kindness, no matter how necessary her profession is, Marjorie is an object of scorn. The church preaches against her kind, calling them harlots, sinners, and gateways to hell. The townsfolk mock her openly, children throw stones, and even some of her customers spit on her in the daylight. She must remain silent, endure the humiliation, and accept that she will never be a respectable woman in their eyes. Yet, in the shadows, there are moments of unexpected kindness. A baker's wife who leaves an extra loaf of bread on her doorstep. A young apprentice who looks at her with something resembling affection rather than lust. Even a knight once, a rare visitor, who paid handsomely just to talk, to hear about her life and her dreams, though Marjorie has learned not to dream too much. The night's work and the dangers that lurk as darkness falls, the real business begins. The brothel becomes a rowdy place, filled with laughter, shouting, and the clinking of coins and cups. The men are drunker now, rougher, and less patient. Fights break out, and knives flash in the candlelight. Marjorie keeps to the safer customers when she can, but sometimes there is no choice. She has been beaten before, left bruised and bleeding when no one was watching. Some of her sisters have disappeared, taken by violent men, or dragged away under accusations of witchcraft or theft. The law is not on their side. If a whore is murdered, no one seeks justice for her. Marjorie knows this well, and so she keeps her head down, avoids trouble, and prays that she will make it through another night. Love in the shadows. Love is a dangerous thing for a woman in her position, yet Marjorie has felt its pull. There was a man once, a simple carpenter who spoke to her gently, who never treated her like the others. He even offered her a new life, a place as his wife or his mistress, away from the brothel. But such stories rarely end well. She has seen others take the risk, only to be discarded when their past could not be erased. She cannot afford to believe in love. The end of the day, a moment of reflection be the time the night ends. Marjorie is exhausted, her body sore, her spirit dulled by the weight of another day. The brothel is quieter now, save for the occasional snoring of a drunken patron who has yet to leave. She counts her coins, handing over her share to the madam before tucking the rest away, dreaming of a future where she might leave this life behind. But deep down, she knows that few women ever escape this world. The lucky ones marry well or enter the church, taking vows that cleanse them of their past. The unlucky ones fade away, forgotten in the alleys where no one cares to look. For now, Marjorie sleeps, knowing that when the sun rises, she will do it all again. I hope you found the details of this story as fascinating and unsettling as I did. You, mysterious, curious, intellectual, disturbed, beautiful people. My name is Penny Flick, with Kreep-ish. I look forward to sharing more of these stories that captivate and intrigue our minds, which can challenge our way of thinking. Comment on your thoughts below as I continue to uncover the mysteries of our history, true crime, paranormal, conspiracy, and cringe-worthy, creepy content. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember that the truth is often stranger than fiction.